Two teams that have lost their way, two teams in desperate need of points, and two teams who just don't like each other very much. Tottenham 14th in the Premier League with 2 wins from 12, and 7 days ago knocked out of the FA Cup here against Aston Villa. Protests taking place today regarding the running of the club. Protests have been taking place all season long across the capital, where West Ham United are enduring a wretched season. No wins since November, 7 points from safety, and just 3 wins all season long in the Premier League. The weight of scrutiny is pushing down hard on the men who lead these clubs. Scrutiny that will only intensify if their team's troubles continue today. West Ham know they're going to have to find goals through the remainder of the season because they just cannot keep them out. 18 games now without a clean sheet. Bowen into Souček, patient in the build-up from Nuno's team. Now Wan-Bissaka looks to send in a deep delivery. Somerville knocks it along, and on the turn, it's not too far away from Castellanos. Scored against QPR in the Cup last week, and that a half chance for him.
Nice move. I like the idea.
Of course, Nuno, who we just saw, knows all about the pressures of being in charge of Tottenham. He had 4 months here, 4 months which didn't work out by his own admission particularly well when he was asked about it before this game. Bowen helps it on. That looked a mistimed challenge by Davies, but he's stayed down as West Ham continue to push forward. Somerville one-on-one with Porro, looks to step inside. Somerville still takes a deflection, and West Ham United have the lead. Well, he'd been waiting so long for a goal, Crescencio Somerville. He got one in the Cup last week, and now he's up and running in the Premier League. And it's those West Ham supporters who celebrate. Brilliant start for them. Tottenham 0, West Ham United 1.
Well, what fantastic football from West Ham. One-touch play here. I really like the layoff from Pablo. Kept it simple. Bang, it's out to Somerville. And for me, Porro, he cannot allow him inside the pitch there. I don't mind even if you get beat on the outside here, but the moment he steps inside, Somerville was always favourite. He was going to get that shot off. Recovering midfield players there. Gallagher steps in too far. And this is really difficult for Vicario. That angle, there's bodies in the way, and the deflection just goes right in West Ham's favour. But lovely football to build the situation. Nuno will be delighted with that.
They're not a possession team by any stretch, West Ham United. They've had more of the ball so far this afternoon. Ranked 16th across the Premier League so far this season for their share of the ball through games. Here's Spence. Xavi Simons. Now Tell looks to poke one in. It takes a deflection. Areola all over the place, and West Ham somehow survive. Scary moments for West Ham at the back there.
This save here, the second one here from Areola, brilliant stop, gets out well, gets his knee down. It was a difficult ball to handle because it get deflected and spun right up in the air.
Misjudgment initially from Alphonse Areola, but he makes up for it with those 2 saves. Somerville swings the corner in, and it should have been 2. It is a huge chance missed by Castellanos, and he doesn't know how he hasn't put it away. Has to score. 10 minutes of the 45 remaining in the first half, but as Matt said, we're going to have a fair chunk of time added on before we get to half-time. Scholes clips one in, and it will break it to Somerville, who strikes deflected, kept out, and Bowen makes it 2, does he know? The offside flag is up. And it went up quickly as well from the assistant down below us.
Well, it looked like they moved up quick enough. I mean, they lose the first contact, but there's no one on the edge of the box, and as that shot goes in, Bowen is in an offside position, it looks to me anyway. He's a good half a yard offside, but there will be concerns over the fact of that edge of the box not being marked.
It's quite the patch-up job, isn't it, for Chis Fernandez?
Bit of excess tissue there.
He finds Thomas Souček, who heads it across. Mavropanos! Tipped away by Vicario, who claws it out to keep it at 1-0.
Right, it should be 2 or 3 in this game. This is a good save, good footwork, full stretch, palms it away, but Castellanos should score at the back post, could easily be 2-0.
Todibo feeds it into Castellanos, and now Somerville. Crescencio Somerville, brilliantly timed challenge by Mickey van der Ven. We've seen him do that so many times. Shut that door immediately on Crescencio Somerville. Now Xavi Simons as Tottenham look to make their mark down the other end. Odobert. Wilson Odobert rolls it across. Bissouma tipped away by Alphonse Areola.
Cracking passage of play. Van der Ven with absolute brilliance at one end. Nice shot from Bissouma, trying to hit the top corner, and Areola reads it really well. Here's the tackle. What a little flick round the corner for Somerville, and there he comes.
Odobert. Pedro Porro whips one towards the back post. 1-1. It might have been coming, you feel. It's Christian Romero. Thumping header to draw Tottenham level.
Well, you have to applaud the delivery, but we've just been saying how the stadium feels that it's coming. The pressure was too much. West Ham weren't getting hold of the ball. They're not having any respite. And when this delivery comes in, I mean, it's an unusual player to be in the box. I don't think West Ham are expecting the Spurs centre-half to be so high up. But what a run, and a brilliant header. Gets across the face of Wan-Bissaka, in between Mavropanos and the right back.
Into the front post. It's lifted away by Thomas Souček. Kevin Danso is also going to come on for Tottenham shortly. Porro again. Xavi Simons on the turn, pushed away by Alphonse Areola. It came through the crowd. He might not have seen it until very late. Another Tottenham corner.
I'll tell you what, that's a good save. That is not easy to see through those bodies. They've created 1 or 2 little openings in the second half, although they've been under massive pressure, which you would expect here at Spurs. So I think taking a point out of this with the performance is positive.
Callum Wilson deflected off Pedro Porro. What an introduction that could have been for Callum Wilson. Pedro Porro saves his side.
Just talking about taking a point, nearly 3 points.
Can West Ham find a winner? Swept in by Scholes, and it's bouncing around. It's in! Callum Wilson makes his mark off the bench. How big a moment that could be for West Ham United. Wild celebrations. Well, they've had to dig in this second half. Have they won it late? Thomas Frank watches on bewildered. And Callum Wilson does what Callum Wilson does. Tottenham 1, West Ham United 2.
Well, what a massive moment this could be in the West Ham survival quest. Vicario complaining of a foul. There's no foul here. Nothing whatsoever. I don't think there's anything for VAR to look at. Wilson's in there initially. There's a little bit of pushing and shoving in the box, but he's not fouling Vicario. He just absolutely flaps at that. He doesn't get set, doesn't deal with it. It drops in all the bodies, and then it's a lottery. Who's going to get the final touch? And it's in the back of the net. What a scrappy goal, but he won't care. Anything will do for West Ham.
Spence slings one towards the back post. Scholes can let it go. West Ham United with a huge victory here at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Crescencio Somerville set them on their way, but the hero, no doubt Callum Wilson, scoring just minutes after coming on. His value cannot be underestimated. as West Ham look to survive. It is a first win since the 8th of November for Nuno's side, and there are boos ringing round loudly here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It is another day to forget here at home for Thomas Frank and his team. But for West Ham, is it the spark that ignites their battle to survive? Full-time score, Tottenham 1, West Ham United 2.